What up, bro, and welcome to episode 1 of our NFL series special, where we're going to be going over every team, one team a day, and breaking down their schedule. We're going to be predicting their records. We're going to be giving you information about the team in general, fantasy football information, all of that for each and every team, so you can be as informed as possible going into this NFL season. If you're not already, give me a follow, lock in, get yourself a drink, settle down. We're going to go into this, dive into this, and start right here, right now. And if you want all the plays, not only for the NFL season, but we got MLB going right now. We also have a sale. It's a $1 monthly subscription for a standard subscription over here on SoBet. 2 days left. Link in the bio. Sign up codes WHATUP. If you want the $1 subscription code, comment on this video saying, I want SoBet. I want SoBet. I'll shoot you a DM with a code to get you a subscription for $1 for a month so you can see what SoBet's all about. You want to lock in, and you want to do so as soon as possible so you can be as informed as possible for the NFL season. 50 vetted professional sports experts are over there. The best place to be for the NFL and NCAA football season. Lock in. All right, let's get into this. Black writing indicates away games. Red writing indicates home games, as you can see, upper left-hand corner. First game is away at Buffalo. I don't believe the Cardinals will win this game, but depending on the line, I'm probably going to take them to cover. The Buffalo Bills are not as good as they were. They're going to have a down year this year. Their offensive unit is substantially worse. Their defensive unit the same. I think the Cardinals can cover in week 1, but I think they lose straight up. Now we got a 3-game homestand, which I really enjoy for them, and I think they're going to come out of this in a favorable spot. We have the Rams at home. This is where I say the Cardinals get their first win. They win at home against the Rams. Week 3 against the Lions. We got to come back down to earth, okay? They're not going to beat the Lions. I think the Lions are really solid this year. Then they have the Commanders at home. This is where I think they get their second win of the season. Kyler Murray is still a really good quarterback. You got Jaden Daniels over there for Washington. I think he's probably going to end up being the starter. You're not expecting a whole lot from them this year. I think, that's a pretty safe spot. Then you go on the road at the 49ers. They're going to get smoked, okay? On the road at the Packers, more of the same. 2 really, really solid NFC opponents. Both of them I expect to be in the playoffs. Then you go on the road at the Chargers. I don't expect a lot out of the Chargers this year. This is where it's going to be important, like where do injuries come in, things of this nature. But where it stands now, I have the Cardinals beating the Chargers on the road. I don't see a lot from them this year. I think Harbaugh's going to need a little bit of time to get stuff going. Then we have the Dolphins on the road. And that's where I say, no way, okay? Too much speed, too much talent. Dolphins get the win. Bears at home. I'm not sold on Chicago. I'm not sold on Caleb Williams. I think we see veteran quarterback take precedent over a rookie diva, and I think the Cardinals get another win here. Now we go home against the Jets. The Jets, okay? As long as Aaron Rodgers is healthy, they're going to be really good this year. Their defense was outstanding last year. Nothing's going to change there. If anything, they only got better defensively and a lot more powerful on offense. Then you got a bye week. Now you got a away game at the Seahawks. Playing in Seattle is tough, especially at the end of November. It's going to be fucking cold and probably rainy or snowy for an Arizona team. Not ideal, okay? They're going to take an L there. Then you go to Minnesota. Again, I don't expect a lot out of Minnesota this year, but I do think they're going to surprise some people. And I think Minnesota gets the win there. Now you come home against the Seahawks. That's where I say, bang, there's a win. Home against the Patriots, more of the same. There's a win. Panthers on the road. We all know the Panthers are ass. There's a win. We got our 3-game winning streak starting to close out the season. Then you got the Rams on the road. That's where the Cardinals are the Cardinals. They're going to lose that game, but, and this is a but, the prediction here is going to be that San Francisco has already sealed the division. They're going to sit their starters. They're going to sit a lot of their key players. And the Cardinals will win their season finale at home against the 49ers. So that puts us at a prediction for the Cardinals to finish 8-9. All right, so we're going to give you some information about the Cardinals that I think is going to really help you guys. One, yes, they lost Marquise Brown, but I think it's actually going to create more of an opportunity and may have been a blessing in disguise as opposed to negatively affecting the team. I do worry about Budda Baker, and I worry about the contract and kind of his attitude towards the team and his lack of production last year. He did make the Pro Bowl still, but that was basically on the name alone in the DK Metcalf chase down. That is a bit of a concern. One thing I really liked that the Cardinals did this year was they made some moves on the defensive line, specifically through free agency, to free up one of their best defensive players, Zaven Collins. The Cardinals added Bilal Nichols. They added Justin Jones, two really solid, younger defensive tackles that are going to eat offensive linemen and that are going to give Collins the opportunity to have more one-on-one, to kind of move around a little bit more and get in his more natural kind of like rover, one side to the other defensive end situation. I'm telling you, Collins is going to have a good year this year. Overall, I think the defense is still going to struggle. Their secondary is pretty weak. Budda Baker's regressing. But maybe look at when the Cardinals are playing, their sack totals are going to be very low. Team totals for the game. Maybe look to take the over on their team totals, especially in the first couple of games. Like I said, they're playing the Bills. Maybe lay off that game. Josh Allen's pretty elusive. But in the second game of the season, you got the Rams, okay? Offensive line's a little beat up. Not exactly the best offensive line. Maybe the sacks over week 2, depending on where the line is, it could be something to look at. Now we're going to talk fantasy football. We're going to start with fades. I really only have one true fade on the Cardinals. That's Trey McBride. I don't see him getting as many targets this year. Last year, the wide receiver corps for the Cardinals was depleted. They had nobody to throw the ball to. Trey McBride was basically the only option. He was playing wide receiver more than he was playing tight end. I don't see that happening this year. The Cardinals only have more options. They're more dynamic in different ways, and I think they also drafted a tight end. Trey McBride's going to regress. I think there's better options out there, like right in that range, in terms of ADP, where I would not reach for Trey McBride. Now, if he falls, you can't not take him, but don't reach for him. Same thing goes for James Conner. James Conner is an older back. I wouldn't totally fade him, but don't overpay for him, okay? There's better options out there. He's injury prone, and Father Time is undefeated. It's not necessarily working to his advantage right now. Now I'm going to talk about 3 players that I like in fantasy. One is a sleeper, a late round guy. One is an obvious guy. And then one is a guy that you need to watch out for on the waiver wire, okay? We're first and foremost going to talk about Trey Benson. He's a 3rd-round pick out of Florida State. The dude is James Conner's replacement. He's very agile. He's very strong. He has make-you-miss moves. Really, really like him. Right now, he's ranked the 35th running back in PPR for me. I think he's a late-round steal, especially if something happens to Conner. That dude's an every-down back. He's great out of the backfield. I really, really, really like Trey Benson. My sleeper waiver wire watch is going to be Michael Wilson. Okay, we talked about earlier how it's a blessing in disguise that Marquise Brown was injured a lot last year. Michael Wilson got a ton of playing time in a ton of different spots. He was utilized a lot of different ways. He had 9 games where he was targeted 4 or more times. Okay, really, really like the kid. I would not be surprised to see him excel as teams start to shade Marvin Harrison Jr., give him double coverage, etc. So again, Michael Wilson, the guy out of Stanford, is a name to watch. Lastly, Marvin Harrison Jr. 6 out of 7 wide receivers drafted in the first round in the last 2 years have finished in the top 32 in wide receivers. He's the number 10 ADP wide receiver projected. I think he's going to go off this year. Can't wait to see you again tomorrow.